Right fellas, welcome back. So today I'm going to be sticking these P700 headlight units in my Blue Mini. I've had these for a couple of months now. Originally they was for the van, but I ended up getting new bowls and wiring loom inserts for that, so it essentially made these redundant. But I thought, well, I'm not going to sell them because I can stick them in the blue one, because I think these P700 headlights, if you can see them there, is it focusing? I hope it is. Look way better than stock ones, so I thought I'm going to shove them in this. So all that you'll need to do this job is you will need some crimps, a crimping tool, you'll need some heat shrink, some snips and a Phillips screwdriver, and I think that is all you need. Following on from last week when I did the wiring loom with Steve, I now think I'm a fully fledged electrician. So let's get in front of the car, get the old headlight stripped out and get these in and see what it looks like. Okay, first things first, let's get this headlight off, see what we're working with, and then we'll know what connections we'll need to get these headlights in. There's one screw at the bottom, and the nose should literally just pop off. And then to get the headlight bowl out, there's 3 little screws. You shouldn't have to touch the flathead ones. If you start moving the flathead ones, they're the ones that adjust your beam. So if you mess around with them, chances are when you next come for your MOT, you won't pass an alignment. So don't mess around with them. So 3 little Phillips ones. I'm probably going to do this in real time as well, so you can actually see how long it takes you to do it. Take the outer ring off. Screws in one spot. Right, and then to disconnect that, it's literally just take that plug out, and that's the old unit out. They're actually a sealed beam. Looking at them, they're probably the original ones. Wagner. If anyone knows whether Wagner are original ones, let us know. Right, and then the headlight unit. Hang on. So, I don't know if you can see there. So you've got that's for your headlight, and then you've got this one for your side light. Now these P700 lights have got the side light fixed into the unit. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to cut those, crimp those connections onto that, and then somehow just cut that so the 2 connections can go in and I can get that headlight in. So we'll get the bulb in this one. So to get the bulb in, take that off, little retaining clip. Hang on a minute. Nailed my fingers off doing this before. I tried one before I did the video, so I knew what I was doing. Right, so once that's off, get your headlight, and that literally just pops in there like that. Retaining clip comes back over. Hang on. 1, 2, and then that is in there like so. And then that little black cover again goes over the top, nice and snug, just to stop any water getting in. And then you need to put 2 crimps on the end of there. Here's one I made earlier. Here's one I did earlier. Okay, so that black connection, the black cable and the red cable need to connect to obviously the red cable there and the black one there. So before you cut any wires, make sure your car battery is disconnected, otherwise you'll get zapped. So I'm going to go one there, one there, and then that plastic thing. Looks to me like it should come out. Yep, so that comes off there. And then all you need to do is just trim these wires back There's one. Perhaps I'm giving myself a little bit more there so I can double it over. I'm going to give myself a bit more on this black one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold those, double those over, just to give me a better connection on the crimp. And then what I need to do is crimp those two connections onto there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just going to slide some heat shrink over these cables before I connect them up, because once you obviously crimp them in place, you won't be able to heat shrink them in place. As you can see, I've just slid some heat shrink over that, ready to, once I've crimped these together, I can pull that across, heat gun it, and then connect the light up, put the lens back in, jobs are good. Okie dokie, so I'm going to go with the black one first. Again, I don't know if there's any particular way you should connect these back up, whether you need to do the red one first or the black one first. If the battery's disconnected, I can't see there being any particular order to put those in. Again, make sure those crimps are super tight. Lovely. Because if they're not majorly tight, you might have an issue with connections. Okie dokie. 1, 2. Okie dokie. And then slide your heat shrink over the top, like so. Now this is my favourite bit. That's this. Lovely juggly. Pop those connector back into there, like so. There we go. So pull those wires out the way. Chrome ring. So this bezel, it's like they've got a certain offset. Again, 3 screws, hold that in. Lovely. Last thing is chrome ring. I absolutely hate these things. go. And then finally the screw that goes in the bottom, like so. God, that phone. I don't think I've got that lined up properly right. Hang on a minute. There we go, so there like that. And that's it. That is how you install a P700 headlight. But before I get too cocky, let's see if it works. Okay, so before we turn it on, I just thought I'd show you the difference between obviously the P700 and the stock one. So that is the P700 headlight, and then this one is the stock one. As you can see with the stock one, it just doesn't look as good as that. So right, let's see what it looks like. Okie dokie, so let's try side lights. Oh, it's too bright in here. Let's try the mid. Oh, right. Let's go and see if side lights are working first. Okay, so we've got side lights. If anything, those P700s look slightly brighter than the stock units. Yeah, definitely brighter them. Okay, so that's side lights, and let's try main lights. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can see through that gap. You see the difference? What I'll do is I'll pop the garage door open and we'll have a look from the front and see what it looks like. 1 second. Okay, so that's main beam. Now, I don't know whether you can see on camera, but the projection of that light seems a lot clearer than that. I know it's not focusing properly on the camera, but yeah, they're certainly a lot more clearer than those ones, and they just look way better. So I'm going to repeat the process on that side, and I'll catch up with you in a minute. And just like that, that's the near side all done. So yeah, that looks so much better. It's amazing how some headlights can literally just transform the car. Hi fellas, hope you enjoyed that little video, something a little bit different than just the van content all the time. So I'll be back on this van probably next weekend. Fingers crossed my Newton Commercials carpet will be here, so I can start running the other bits and bobs in. But for now guys, thanks for watching. Any questions, as always, drop a comment and I'll see you in the next one.